was my biggest regret? I told her if I knew this when I was 7 years old, I would have started earlier. Kaya nga natutuwa ako dun sa for mga teenagers na nandito because they're very, very young and they know this already. I wish I should have known this earlier. So if I knew this earlier, I would have started. Pero mo, if I started at 7 years old, I would have 21 years already of investing. More questions? Yes, Jana.
Advice for yung mga hindi pa po nag-start?
Start now.
Okay.
Start now. I'll tell you this. You have to start now because it gives you the skill. Tapos the time that yung time yung gumagalaw eh. The more time you're not invested, the more you will lose out on the potential for your money to grow eh. Tinanong ni Tina sa akin, Tina. Tinanong Tina sa akin, what's my biggest regret? I told her if I knew this when I was 7 years old, I would have started earlier. Kaya nga natutuwa ako dun sa for mga teenagers na nandito because they're very, very young and they know this already. I wish I should have known this earlier. So if I knew this earlier, I would have started. Pero mo, if I started at 7 years old, I would have 21 years already of investing. That's a lot, huh? Oh, people always quote Warren Buffett as an amazing investor. What they don't know and they always miss out on, he started at 11 years old. By the time he reached 30, he had already 20 years of investing under his belt. And it's not just about the money. Yung confidence mo, investing for 20 years, you've already seen so many cycles come in. That's something that cannot be replaced. That's why, I'm not sure if you notice it. I do videos on YouTube, yes, about technicals. You can see how I do my charts. You can always, it's there na eh, pareho lang eh, yes? But you cannot get my conviction because what I do there is something that I've seen already that happened to me. You can see the same, we can see the same buy signals, but if you have not seen it work for you in the past, you cannot, parang there will still be a degree of nakakatakot, yes? And that's what investing now does. It gives you not just the time, but it also gives you the experience to actually see na it works eh. Na investing really works. Yan. Yes?
Yung sa allocation, is it also possible to be based on gross margin?
Pwede, yeah. Okay lang. Yan. So, basta you have to be sure lang na tama yung pag-rank mo. Pag PE, the lowest should be the highest. Lowest PE should be the highest. Pag gross margin, the higher gross margin, yun yung higher allocation. Baka mabaliktad na yung lowest gross margin siya yung nasa taas. So, pwede siya. You can create your own criteria. That's why if you noticed it, when you look at different mutual funds, may kanya-kanya silang criteria. Yes? Because you can create your own depending on the objective. That's why if you ask a fund manager, what stocks are you buying? They will always answer you, depend this objective and fund. So ngayon, sa'yo, what stocks are you buying? I'm buying it because I'm getting the ones that has a higher gross margin. So that's how you do it. Good. Yes, Joe.
Do you do long short?
Sorry.
Do you do long short?
Shorting? There's no shorting in the Philippines eh.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
It was supposed to be put into place October last year. Wala pa rin eh. But they've said that already since 2013 eh. That there would be shorting. There's shorting in the Singapore market. There's shorting in cryptos. But I don't short as much. I'm not a big... Kasi, do you know shorting? Do you want me to explain?
Yes.
Essentially, ito. When you do shorting, you borrow. Yes? When you borrow, there's interest. So, I don't like that extra risk that if it takes too long before it goes down to the price that I want it to go down, I'm still paying for that while it's going down. And worst case, if it goes up, it gives me a bigger exposure to my trade. So, I just go long most of the time. I don't know. It's mainly because I started trading from the time that there was I started Singapore 2013. So by the time I started Singapore, I was investing already for 6 years. So I was already hardwired to go long. Siguro it would be different if I started na meron ng shorting because my background would have allowed me to do long and short. But part of my criteria already is already leaning towards just going long most of the time. But is it okay to go short? Pwede. I was tempted before when I was doing Ethereum dropped, Bitcoin dropped. I was tempted pero I didn't push. So yeah, I most of the time I don't. Yeah. But it's a good way to make money, especially if you're very very good in breakdowns. Every time, di ba, in our sessions, breakdown, buy, avoid. Avoid, yes? Now, when they're shorting, breakdown, short. So you make money when it's going down. Downtrend, short. So now you have an option that as it goes down, you're making money both ways also. So, more questions? None? None? None?